Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to Bachelor Recap, a guy's review. As always, it's your boy, Dave Neal. I'm a stand-up comedian. I watch The Bachelor. I take notes. I write them down. I read them back to you guys. No edits, no jump cuts, just me, you, in the comment section. Don't forget to give this video a like by bumping your Harrison right on top of that like button. I'd appreciate that so very much for the YouTube algorithm. All right, let's get right into it. Let's see what we're talking about today. We have the Week 5 recap. Anna and Vic get fired. Rachael's date, group date, kids date, and then voicemails. If you want to leave a voicemail, call 401-213-9828. I'll be playing those voicemails on Thursday's live stream, which is 4 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. So get those voicemails in. Join us for the party on Thursday. And again, I want to give a big shout out to last week's 10-hour live stream. If you're new to the channel, I did a 10-hour live stream for 10,000 subscribers. At the very end of this video, I'm going to read every single person that donated. It was amazing. And big shout out up top to Wigs by Lily for a $100 Cash App donation today. Thank you so much for that generosity. Alrighty, so let's get right into things. First things first, Victoria and Kit go on a walk. They walk by, they call themselves the OGs versus the newbies. OGs versus the newbies. Kind of catchy. They walk by, they're just the mean girls. Victoria and Kit. Kit's young, so she's impressionable, and then Victoria's just a tornado of class, if you will. None in sight, and they walk by the new girls, and Vicky says to Kit, "We haven't even started the hazing process yet." Remember the first episode when Victoria clearly was like, "I'm not here to be in a sorority." Now all of a sudden she's got a sorority. They've got quorum. They've got a the house mom. They got the whole thing going on. There's nothing like riling up a gaggle of girls power walking after a morning coffee. You want to stay out of their way. You just see these girls with that early morning coffee energy. You know, they've got that caffeinated cattiness, that Java and judgment. We all know what I'm talking about, that Saturday morning. They're always just like shuffling. They've got like weighted, they're just ready to go. What are you guys walking towards or from? MJ tells Anna while guzzling champagne, "It's okay, you're good, you did the right thing." So MJ tells Anna that Anna did the right thing by either A, outing a sex worker, or B, outing somebody who's not a sex worker, in which case she did not do the right thing. She's asking Brittany if she was an escort on national TV. Not the right thing. Probably could have done that better. Anna says, "It was completely out of my character to say that." Well, what are you going to do? You did it. So that's all we know about you. So unfortunately, the one thing you did that's completely out of your character, you might have to live with as your only national TV or your first national TV credit. Who knows what she has in store for all of us. She said, "I said something that was rude to Brittany." Not rude, defamatory, okay? Something defamatory is a little bit worse than rude. So I don't want Anna to think that she was just being rude. You can watch all the videos I made about that. I think Brittany should sue. She's not gonna, but I think she should. Because while we have to remember this whole episode, we can see all the bullying and Matt addresses all of it, but Bachelor edited it together. They cast these girls. They're responsible for the destruction of Brittany's character. In the end, they're the place where the sausage gets made. So if you get sick by eating sausage, don't get mad at the sausage. Get mad at whoever prepped the sausage. That's the Bachelor producers. They're the sausage factory. Speaking of sausage factories, The Bachelor in Paradise coming back this summer. Get a sausage factory for all you guys. Hey, folks. So they go to the pre-rose ceremony. Matt James addresses the group, the culture of bullying, and he addresses all the rumors that are flying around. Very good. Finally, he says, "If you have to belittle someone else for you to shine, those aren't the qualities I'm looking for in life." And by the way, I'll say this. If Bachelor is going to so recklessly air this accusation against Brittany, which obviously she denies and all that, it's a little too late. You can't put the cat back in the bag. Is that how it goes? Moving on. It's getting late over here. The edible's kicking in. We need to finish this puppy before it does. Race against time. The world's spinning. Gotta go to Taco Bell. So yeah, look, Bachelor, they decide that this goes on air. They decided they would lead up to it with multiple promos. They decided they would make it a two-parter cliffhanger episode. That's no good. The only way that they can let this drama air is if it happens at the beginning of the episode and it's resolved by the end. The problem by starting it last week and going this week, you get the New York Post, Page 6, the National Enquirer, the Daily Mail, whatever, all Fox News, all these places are chiming in their thoughts on Brittany, the potential escort. It just fans this flame. If you're going to air this, don't be so reckless to air half of it last week. And then, we live in a minute by minute media culture. You know what I mean? We can't be held responsible for I don't know. I digress. Speaking of I digress, because I hit 10,000 subscribers, I'm going to be starting a merchandise channel on my page. So if anyone wants to buy my I digress t-shirts or my fantasy sweets chocolates or my bumping Harrisons, just let me know. I'm going to be making some bumping Harrisons. So don't forget to bump that Harrison and hit that like button. Get that done before the fantasy suite. Sausage Factory. Moving along. So Matt pulls Brittany aside. Brittany said, "This could ruin my entire life. I was so excited when I first came here. I've never dealt with bullying before." Matt says Brittany went from spunky to broken down. I mean, literally, Brittany walks out of the door, grabs him by the head, makes out with him, and now she's dejected from all these, she's like, "I didn't go on the show for this. My parents are going to watch this. What are we doing?" And it stinks. Bachelor's complicit. All right. By the way, I wanted to give a shout out. This is fun. To all the support that I get from the Bachelor chat groups. So many people in different Bachelor chat groups will tell me that my videos are being passed around. So I wanted to shout out Mallory and the fine folks in the Bachelor Bitches chat group. It's a chat group of 10 of her friends, and they just have a chat group set up, and they just talk Bachelor. Let me tell you something. I'm in a couple bros-only chat groups. I can't imagine what happens in these ladies-only chat groups. So if anyone posts any of my content in there and shares it with the chat group, take a screen grab, tag me on Instagram. That's my Instagram right there, and I'll make sure to share it on the recap. I appreciate all of your support. You guys are great. All right, anyway, so Anna apologizes to Matt James. I think it was an apology. Was this even an apology? Says she's received messages about Brittany and that she's completely apologized to Brittany too. So she's still kind of voices her reasoning to Matt. She's like, "Look, I got all these messages. It's like it's not your job. You're there to date this guy. You're not there to out her for being whatever she is or whatever she isn't. That's just not your job." And the whole thing that Matt James said earlier is you don't need to tear someone else down for you to look good. And that's exactly what she was doing. So her apology still came with an excuse. Matt says to Anna, "You're not a horrible person." He was like, Matt, I think, did a really, really solid job navigating all this. He didn't make her feel horrible. He says you're he has a very mature way of dealing with it. But boss man Maddie cuts Anna from the team. She's got to go. I loved it. I love that he kind of laid down the law. Look, you keep on adding all these new chicks. Get rid of the ones that are causing any sort of problems. You're causing a problem, you got to go. You look like you might cause a problem, you got to go. Did somebody fart? You got to go. No, you can keep someone who farts. That's not a deal breaker. Not unless it's Victoria. We don't need that queen royalty farts. You know what I mean? Beefeater. Okay, Matt says I owe it to these women to create a safe space for them, and that's what I'm going to do. Good for him. Make that safe space. Knock them all out. Matt's like the dad. He goes, "Knock it off. What are you guys doing? I'm going to have to turn this Bachelor season around." Just sends it around. Y'all got to go. Kid up also, so they have a group powwow after Matt kind of comes to everyone and it's like, "Hey guys, get your act together." He has good stepdad energy. "Get your act together. I'm trying to date your mother. She's a fine woman." Group powwow. Michelle and Catalina say it's been toxic around the house. Kid apologizes for not being more open. Victoria apologizes for taking the crown. She goes, "It was silly, not malicious." I believe Victoria believes it. Okay? I believe Victoria believes she's good and that she's just misunderstood. Look, it's too little, it's too late. Victoria apologized to Brittany for how she was treated when she came in hot. Look, okay, like they say, true character is who you are when nobody's watching, right? Well, look, we're seeing who Victoria is when the cameras are on. We're seeing who she is after, it's not good. It's not good, folks. Maybe she's fun. Maybe she's that cool, funky friend you bring to certain parties, but not to other parties. You all know that friend you have that comes to you can come to the rave, but not Thanksgiving. You can't, Anyway, she's that type of person. Selective, bring her when when there's a bonfire, but don't bring her when it's, the good china set out. You don't bring Vicky for the good china. Finally, Matt James, the human resource manager, shows up. He just shows up and he's just in charge. He's looking at everyone's file. You just hate it when they have to do this. You hate it when they have to get together and try to figure out who said what and who did what. It's like, who cares? So anyway, Ryan tells Matt how she's been treated. Victoria called Ryan a hoe because she's a dancer. Victoria needs to go, literally. She has to go. You've overstayed your welcome. The Uber's here, Vicky. You got to go. Victoria pulls Matt aside to chat. Matt says it's not cool to call other women a hoe. And she goes, that was completely taken out of context. Matt says, in what context would be calling someone a hoe acceptable to say? And then she's speechless. And I was thinking about it. There are scenarios in which it's okay to call somebody a hoe. So what if you're into gardening cosplay? You know, you're going to be LARPing with your cronies at Home Depot Garden Center. Where my hoe at? You know what I mean? Over here, you filthy rake. You know, we don't know. There could be plenty of scenarios in which, okay, stupid. Every episode, stupid. Not going to apologize, but stupid. Where are you at, you dirty rake? Right? Somebody's a hoe. Dirty rake? Okay. Filthy rake. Get over here, you filthy rake. Where my hose at? We're over here in the shed where you left us. Victoria says, I don't want to ever be called a bully or toxic. Calls Ryan a shady bitch. Then says, I'm the only one with a working brain in this room. I'm not being rude. I'm being serious. The funny part of that is I think she thought she was off camera. She said that last one to the producers. She goes, I'm not even being rude. I'm being serious. And it's like, look, you can be rude while being serious. Does she think that you can only be rude when you're not being serious? I'm not even being rude here. I'm being serious. I'm not even being a you know what here. I'm just being honest. It's like, that's the problem. Learn not to be. So who's worse, Anna or Victoria? I decide that Anna is worse. Anna's worse. Her comments were way more damaging. No one took Victoria seriously. She wasn't a contender. She was clearly put on the show to cause controversy. Matt had to deal with her because the producers make you, and that's that. So I think Anna's actually worse because she actually did something like trying to either out a sex worker or but just by asking those questions, you're doing it in a forum that's seen by millions. Or she's not a sex worker, but now she's attached to that for the rest of her life, and probably should change her last name because she's going to be Googled as the, whatever. I digress. So let me know who you think's worse, Anna or Victoria. I'd love to hear what you have to say. Rose ceremony. Brittany and Ryan got the first roses. New girls. Victoria sent home. She does this little if you just, the fact that you're believing them over me type of deal. Bye, Victoria. Don't let that door hit you on the ash on your way out. You got to go. You're gone. Oh, I just wish Chris Harris was like, Vicky, you got to go. Victoria says she feels sorry for Matt that he would listen to hearsay versus the facts. Oh, she's for sure the type you would find storming the Capitol. For sure. She goes, the whole house is going to feel like crap that I'm gone. I brought so many people joy. She goes, I'm never dating another Matt as long as I live. I hate that name now. Only hoes date Matts. I think she said that. Where's my hose at, you filthy rake? Vicky's a filthy rake. What does that even mean? I don't know. Rachael gets a one-on-one date. Celebrity stylist Ty joins the date. Shopping in Champagne. My fiance was in heaven watching this. You could tell she was like, oh, wouldn't it be amazing? Gifts. My fiance's love language is free clothes. Somebody, buy her clothes off of a Poshmark. I can't handle all the, extra baggage. Hilarious how jealous the others were. She shows up with all of her clothes like, oh, it was a fun day. The other girl goes, you little bitch. But here, it's one thing to call someone a hoe. It's another to call someone that you're friends with that brought all this clothes in a little bitch. That's different. You have to know the difference. You have to have context, critical thinking, know the difference, read the room. Okay, evening date. Rachael tells Matt he's out of her league. I love that. That's so cute. She's like, oh, you're out of my league. I'm not good enough for you. He's like, yeah, I'm okay. I'm all right. She says she's already completely falling in love, wants to walk out of here and start a life with Matt. That's a bold thing to say on week 5. That's bold to say on week 5. Matt says, you're not crazy because I feel the same way. And then she says, maybe we're both crazy. It feels like a country music song. Maybe Jed could write this one for us. Maybe we're both crazy. You're not crazy because I feel the same way. You're out of my league. But it's okay because I'm falling in love today. You're not crazy because I feel the same way. Maybe we're both crazy, bumping Harrison's on the Palladium. Okay, maybe not. Try not to sing, Dave. Not your thing. Stick to comedy. Got it. Took the note. Group date, milking goats. That sounds like a hypothetical. Doesn't that sound like a metaphor? What are you guys doing tonight? Well, we're going to milk some goats, probably smoke some cigarettes after. Hang out there. Sounds like the fraternity when it was a slow night. You try to have a social, the sorority doesn't show up. Like, all right, guess we're just milking goats tonight. I digress. Bumping Harry's. Abigail says her birth dad walked out on her mom and sister when they got their ear implants, possibly their kids would be deaf, which was very interesting. She was like, there's a good chance my kids are deaf. I'm falling for you. I just want you to know that. How sweet of Abigail. How sweet of Abigail to be so kind that that's what she's thinking about, Matt says not having a dad growing up made him who he is, which I think is great. Also in the single mom club, till my mom met my stepdad, and they're about to celebrate their 25-year wedding anniversary. So shout out to Connie and Luke. But I grew up my early years, for first 11 years, no dad, and I gotta say, it just makes you who you are. You're a little different. Your life's a little different, but you're who you are, and you're better for it. You're stronger for it, and I think Abigail is beyond strong. You like how she's beyond strong. She's got so much perspective. While some of these girls are just calling each other's hoe bags and bitches, there's Abigail who's overcome so much in her life, and we need more contestants like her on the show. Just say that. All right, Matt says, Matt sits down with MJ, tells her someone called her an antagonist. MJ thinks she leads by example because she said it 15 times. I lead by example. I lead by example. Yeah, if the example's redundancy, okay? You don't lead by example. Find another way to say it. Like, what example do you lead by? I don't understand what she's saying. Katie jumps in and tells MJ she's deflecting. Katie's great. She only comes in when she has to. She's like, look, I've been listening. You're wrong. You're right. Let's move along. You know what I mean? Everyone says the person that's got the most rationale is the one with the vibrator. I think we know why. You know what I mean? She's like, I'm chilled out. I'm cool. I don't need no man. MJ says she's being attacked by Jessenia. This culture. You're attacking me. You wanted, you know what I mean? Kind of an antagonist thing to say. Abigail gets the rose. Kit's date, cooking for Matt, growing up with a fashion designer mom, gold Bentleys and red carpets. Just really winning over those flyover states. Just real relatable stuff you have over there. She's too young. Kit's too young. I don't know. What do you guys think? I just don't see it. It's not that she's 21 so much as she looks like she's 15. Matt asks for MJ and Jessenia to meet him before the rose ceremony. MJ says she preaches harmony and peace. And the only time MJ has harmony and peace is if she's about to beat Jessenia over the head with it. I mean, there was nothing peaceful about them. It was so stressful. It's a to be continued. So we'll have to get back to it. I wanted to let you guys know for the 10-hour live stream, I did this and didn't ask for a one donation. It was just my way to give back to you and celebrate that I got 10,000 subscribers. Since then, we're up to 12,250 subscribers. So you guys are completely blowing my channel up. I thank you all so much. This is $840. This is $940. People donated $940, and I wanted to start off with Jackie Conway with a $5 pound. Thank you so much for that. Everyone from Wigs by Lily who donated $100 today. Lala, Kelly, Gemma's guy, Shay, Emma Tilson, Ione, Gabrielle, Luis, Jen Murphy, Gina, Doheny, Yamalith, Lynn Townsend, Marissa Anderson, Julie Strong, Debbie Wright, Kimberly Chow, Queen from Nigeria. Thank you so much, Queen from Nigeria, and Aaron from Zimbabwe. It's just amazing that you guys are on different continents watching this. Jonah Pineda, Annabelle S, Heather Fitz, Anjali, Kathy Steenar, Michelle, Kyla, Erica, Julie D, Shay D, Caitlin Rose, Oz, of course, the sheriff himself, Oz. You didn't have to donate, Oz. You're so helpful. Abby with a 5. I appreciate all of you guys so much. So what's your name? Chiming in with a 20 spot from Australia. I say this because I thank you guys so much. If I missed anyone, I deeply apologize. But you guys were so amazing on that live stream. If you can't watch the whole 10 hours, watch the last hour, and you'll just see me literally overcome with emotions because I just couldn't believe how amazing everybody was. I mean, you really it was so incredible. So many of your stories that were shared. I appreciate you guys so much. It was really amazing. Next live stream is Thursday at 4 p.m. To all the new people that have joined and sent nice positive comments, I appreciate you so much. It really does mean a lot that people are listening, watching, and having tough conversations. We're here to talk about The Bachelor. We're here to talk about humanity. We're here to have fun and provide a little bit of a community where we can just be nice to each other. Big shout out to Abby for helping me make that law video where she called in and talked about the legal issues and how you could potentially sue for defamation. I mean, one video leads to the next. You guys have been with me all along the way. I released a video today. If you didn't watch it, it's I actually read the latest chapter, the new afterword from Colton Underwood's book, and read 12 excerpts from that. Spoiler alert: he does not mention stalking at all. So, what can you do? Anyway, leave a comment, hit the like button. Thank you guys so much for sticking around, and I will see you later on. Bye, everybody.